All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Sidetracked. As determined from last week's episode, today we're getting into government conspiracies.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, this is kind of like a broad term for government. You know, we're kind of just any kind of conspiracies to do with like any kind of
like branches of the government.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything
like,
the
goes for
government's
all
kind of
countries.
involved in, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so mine's like kind of loosely related. Mine's on the particle accelerator that CERN runs
Oh, that's
over in
a
Europe.
cool one. I
Yeah,
like
so like
that.
a government
Yeah.
cover-up.
Yeah, kind of. It gets into like the theory a little bit with like how like the particle accelerator going off in 2012, like they discovered the Higgs boson particle. Or they didn't discover, but they kind of proved that exists.
Yeah.
And by
God
proxy,
particle, right?
Yeah,
That's how some people know it.
Yeah, and by
Yep.
proxy, that also proved the Higgs boson field theory, which I'll get into
What's
more
that?
later.
Yeah, all right.
I was just about to ask
that-
you about that, but
Yeah, that shit gets insane. But basically, a lot of the theory kind of suggests that, I mean, there's a few different ways it branches off, but one of the ones is that either the Earth was brought into a black hole that day, or the world has like always been in this black hole.
2012.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's kind of supposed to explain like why there's been so many like atrocities and like crazy things that have happened. Like, a lot of people say like ever since 2012, like the world's
It's
just
been
gone.
weird. Dude.
Yeah, there's just been all kinds of crazy shit happening ever
the
since.
Mandela Effect is.
That's involved in this too. Yeah, I'm getting into that later. No way. Hell yeah. Yeah. But there's a lot of theories that kind of support it too. A lot of physicians kind of show that like it almost looks like the world kind of exists on like the interior side of a black hole. Cuz like similar like in the sense of like the event horizon of a black hole, like the closer you get to it, like you'll just notice that you'll never really reach it. It's almost the opposite. Like now we're inside the black hole, and that's why we see that the world is ever expanding, but we can never reach those expanses because it's expanding at a faster rate than we could ever
Dude.
reach because we're on the inside of a growing black hole.
Is that something that I've talked about on the podcast before?
We have gotten into black holes before.
We did,
I
yeah,
don't
we
know
did
if we
talk
got
about it a little
I think I
bit.
talked
We
about.
did talk
Did
about
I
that.
talk about a white hole before?
You might have.
I think I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Because it's like a white hole is like the.
We definitely
it's like
talked
the
about this
opposite of like a
before.
black hole.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that's interesting.
It is. It is a crazy theory to look into, and I don't want to dive too deep into it, and I don't have too many facts to like kind of bring it up on about it right now. But it is definitely an interesting concept that I implore you guys to look into if you wanted to learn more. But getting back into like the other ideas with this, another one, kind of going on with the Higgs boson particle, or as you said, the God particle that it's popularly known for. So, let me just check my notes here quick. So,
Mad educated.
Stephen Hawking kind of predicted that this Higgs boson particle would destroy the universe.
Dang.
And he was kind of saying this before they ever discovered it because it wasn't proven. It was like a theory for the longest time. Because essentially there's this theory, right, that for everything to kind of have its mass, because if you can kind of think about it, like there's all these different particles, right? There's photons, neutrons, electrons, and all that. And they're like, they exist so small that it's like they practically have no mass, a lot of these particles, unless they're like clustered.
Yeah.
The theory is that there's this Higgs boson particle, because most things throughout the universe, they like to sit in an equilibrium, right? We have solids, liquid, gases,
Yeah.
and all of these things to be in their stable state, they like sitting at a equilibrium at zero.
Yeah.
Now, what's weird is there's this theory that the Higgs boson magnetic field, or not magnetic field, but the Higgs boson field is a field where the equilibrium of this particle is like a number that is not zero. It's a non-zero number. It's crazy.
What?
The theory is that it is comfortable and it likes to sit at a mass, or not a mass, but a number that is non-zero. So it could be a negative number, a positive number, but it does not
not at
like sitting
zero.
at a zero. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is crazy.
I was gonna say, like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Like a number that doesn't exist?
Yeah. So it likes to sit at a non-zero valuable, and the idea is that there's multiple like minimums, like minimum like equilibriums that it likes to sit at. And so the idea is
Weird.
that when it's put in high energy, like areas, it could move this minimum, or it can move the particle to a different minimum. And the idea is that this is the way that bonds the entire universe, if you guys get what I'm saying.
Weird.
Like I'm kind of dumbing it down.
Equilibrium?
Yeah, well, the idea is that where it's sitting right now is what governs the entire universe.
Yeah, so it's basically like the foundation of
Yes, like this
like,
field.
space and time.
This field goes across the entire universe, all of particles,
Wild.
and that's what gives particles mass. The
Wait,
way
so
that
is
it's
the God particle space?
the God particle is the Higgs boson particle. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So is that actual space?
Yeah, it's everything. This particle is what governs everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's supposedly what they proved with the particle accelerator, the CERN. And so the idea is, as I said, that there's multiple minimums for this, right? Where it's sitting right now is what gives everything the mass it has, essentially. It's the reason
Weird.
that the mass is what it is. Not necessarily that it has mass, but it's the reason that these are this value of mass.
So
mass,
basically,
sorry.
it's the main value of what
It's basically the
particles
benchmark,
have
yes.
certain
Yes.
like weights. Basically, everything is compared
Yes.
to what that is.
Like, it's the reason this is the mass it is.
Yeah.
And if it was if it wasn't in equilibrium at the weird number that it's at currently, then this would have a completely different mass. And everything would function differently.
Dude, wait, is that why planets...
It's the reason physics work the way they do.
I was going to say, is that why planets have different, like, gravitational...
Right, I was gonna bring up gravity. It kind of sounded.
Yes.
like
No,
that.
this is the reason that gravity functions the way it
crazy.
does.
Yeah.
Weight has the way it values. It's the reason everything is currently the way it is. And that's why this gets crazy, right? So, as I was saying with the multiple minimum thinking or thing, so think about it like a wave like this, right? This wave, here's the axis, the X and Y axis, right? There's a wave that goes through this. Most things like to sit at 0, but the God particle sits at like a random number that's not 0. And this is where it's comfortable. And this is what governs everything, right? So there's multiple peaks and highs on this, right? Or peaks and lows on this. Right now, here's one of the minimums that it's sitting at, right? But the idea is that there's multiple minimums that it could be at.
Yeah.
And if it's pushed into a minimum, the true minimum, if we're not in the true minimum and it gets pushed into the true minimum, it could change all physics as we know it, creating a bubble that'll basically destroy the entire universe.
Bro, wait, so yeah, that's what a black hole is.
No. This is completely different.
Oh, it's completely different from that.
No, this is like a bubble that will expand at like light years per second and literally reset the entire universe into a different physics. Like,
Bro, what?
literally reboot the universe into a whole different kind of set of physics. It'll
That's
change the values of everything. Because
Weird.
here's the thing. So, what we don't know is if it's in the true minimum right now. In that case, the universe as we know it is fucking good to go.
Yeah.
You're chilling. But if we're in a minimum that's not the true minimum, which is the more likely probability, if we are in this random minimum and we were to fall into the true minimum, that would be such a force that this bubble, as I was saying, would expand at the speed of light, and every single thing that bubble touches pretty much just resets. Like it's a completely new value.
What?
Yeah.
So what you're
This shit's
talking about
crazy.
is like it's like a force field of different physics where it can exist in time, but it's a bubble.
Yeah.
And in that bubble, if you were to bring, like you said, the can's normal out here, bring it into the bubble, it's a totally different value.
Yeah, it's a whole different set of particles.
Dude, what?
Because the God particle, the Higgs boson particle,
Yeah.
determines the mass of everything around it, and not only the mass but the properties. Like it basically determines this is the determining particle.
Dude, that's so crazy. Could we use that
'Cause
for
it's the
fuel?
field. Or it's not the particle necessarily, but it's the field.
Yeah.
It's the field that it's a part of. And we discovered the particle
makes
that field
it makes
would
its
encase.
own like gravitational field.
Not even just gravity, it's like
Just reality.
it's a field on its own plane. Like, you know how there's a gravitational field,
Weird.
a magnetic field?
Yeah.
The Higgs boson field is the reason that particles are moving the way they are, entirely just on its own.
Dude, that's so crazy. Could
Crazy.
we use that for fuel?
I would imagine not.
Well, so like think
I don't
about
think
this,
so.
right? So you have a spaceship. If you have that particle stabilized in some sort of container or
Yeah.
whatever on the ship. But the field still extends itself, right?
Yeah, the field is everywhere.
So if the field is around the ship, could that change how the ship moves in space?
I don't know if we'd
You
ever
get,
be
you
able
get
to.
what I mean?
I sort of understand what you mean, but I don't think we would ever be able to control the
Yeah.
boson field without
I mean, I
ending
think-
the universe.
I think that's a whole other technology.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. That could be
Yeah.
that could be a whole new technology.
It's essentially a world-ending like field. If it was not to
so
be
the
stable.
okay,
if it was
so
unstable, it's literally ending the
yeah,
universe.
so the whole field, the field doesn't have a limit then, is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Okay.
Yeah. But if we're in the true
Mm-hmm.
if we're in the true minimum right now, and the only way for this particle to move is extreme energy.
Oh, okay.
Extreme energy could cause this particle to transition, and if it does at any point in the universe, that's when the bubble's created.
Is that what
It'll just
nuclear
wipe everything.
fusion is?
No, that's
Accelerating
that's,
a particle?
It's a lot of energy, yeah, but that's nowhere near the energy to like knock off a Higgs
Yeah. Have you heard of
a Higgs
have
boson.
you heard of cold fusion before?
Yeah, cold fusion's fascinating.
So is that basically what cold fusion is, or is that a totally
No.
different thing?
Like we're talking planes above like this is more than any field you can
Okay. Okay.
like this is literally like the very top.
Like planes of existence, like it's on a totally
like
other
this is
level.
the literally like the fabric of our universe.
That's great. Okay, yeah, so it's basically what space is.
Yeah. Like
Like, that's
cold
what-
fusion is just like explosions with like photons and all that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
This is literally like the field that makes up our universe.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like this is on a completely different level. That's
Interesting.
It's insane stuff.
Yeah, that's really
and
cool.
you know, like I said, if you guys want to dig more into it, definitely look into
I'm
it.
looking into it right now on
Yeah.
Wikipedia, and dude, it has so many uses. Like a
Yeah.
particle accelerator.
Yeah, the particle accelerator is fascinating.
They're using it right now for like
So many
medical
different things. Yeah.
purposes.
Yeah.
Really?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're basically figuring out how everything works through the accelerator.
Yeah. There's like
crazy.
particle therapy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a form of external beam radiotherapy using beams of energetic neutrons, protons, or other heavier positive ions for cancer treatment.
Damn.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, this is way too much to like dig into here. There's so
That's
many.
what I
other-
was saying. Like it's a lot.
Yeah, but anyway, so
But the only other thing I wanted to get into, kind of like what you were saying with the Mandela effect. A lot of people think that there's another thing that happened when the 2012 incident happened when the Higgs boson was discovered. A lot of people think that we slipped into like another reality.
Dude, we probably could have.
And that's why they think so. I'm going to just bring up a couple kind of like to do with the Mandela effect. A lot of people swear by these and they're not supposedly not true.
Mm.
So a lot of people remember. Okay, so how do you guys think Febreze is spelled?
Febreeze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you remember seeing on like the can, right?
that's how it's spelled.
Bro.
It is not FR, right?
That's Febreze, bro. I'll put a picture up right now.
Oh no, that's
That's the Febreze can, bro.
No.
There's only one E in there.
Only one
Like
E.
before
no,
the Z?
Yeah.
No, there's not. No, there's not.
There's only one E in the middle, yeah. It's not double E.
It's
Damn.
it's definitely
Yeah.
double E.
I thought it was. Damn.
No,
Febreze can.
no, it's not.
Look it up right now.
It's double E.
Look it
I
up.
thought it
It's
was.
always been double E.
That's what I always thought too, bro.
That's crazy.
Look it up right now. Febreze. It's two E's. Oh, I mean, it's one E. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
All right. Now, Skechers. Skechers. How do you guys spell it?
I've seen this one. Like, I thought too that there's like a T in there, but there's not.
No, there is.
Skechers.
No, there's. Yes, there
Skechers.
is.
I've seen this one.
Skechers. Or I'll put all the pictures up. Skechers.
No.
No
thought there was
T,
a
bro.
T, I know.
If you in the audience said that there was a T, no
Maybe,
T.
okay, actually, you know what? Maybe there wasn't.
I don't know. I feel like I remember there being a T.
No,
too. I had
maybe-
Skechers.
No,
like,
maybe
when I was
maybe there
5.
wasn't. Maybe there wasn't.
The police like light up Skechers. That was the
Dude,
wave.
for
That was
real.
the wave. in
No,
elementary
Skechers.
school.
Skechers didn't have a T.
All right. What about Looney Tunes?
What do you mean?
How do you remember Looney Tunes being spelled?
LOONEY
Yeah.
TUNES.
Yeah.
You guys both remember that?
Yeah.
I think so.
Dude, I thought it was TOON. Not
T-O-O-N?
T-U-N.
No.
Yeah, I always remembered it
I
being
don't think
Looney
so, no.
Tunes, like tunes.
That
All
did
right,
cross
well,
my
if
mind.
anybody
but
in here thought tunes with 2 O's? No, it was T-U-N. All right, the last one, but what about J.C. Penney?
J-C
and
and
Penny,
then
like the currency penny.
P-E-N-N-Y.
No, it's N-N-E-Y.
No, it's not.
What?
No, it's not.
It's N-N-E-Y. All stores have that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Throwing all these up, but
That looks so weird.
Yeah, it looks off,
EY
right?
is definitely right.
yeah,
Looks weird. I don't remember that.
yeah,
Have you seen the one where it's the Monopoly guy with the monocle?
yeah.
Mhm.
And he never had it.
I swear on
I swear he had the
everything
monocle, too.
He had a
Yeah.
monocle.
Or the Berenstein Bears.
Yeah.
There's like, what is it? There's no I or something, or no N or something.
Yeah,
Or
no, there's
E?
no I.
Is it? Yeah,
There's no I.
Yeah. It was.
yeah,
I was like, no, there was definitely an I.
yeah.
Because I used to read those as a kid.
I remember. I
And
used
when
to
it was
read those too.
explained, it did make sense because people are like, well, then it would just be the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah,
And
the
you guys
They
know
were
where
spelled
like
that way.
Yeah.
you guys know where like the name Mandela Effect came from, right?
No.
That's
Nelson
something-
Mandela. Everybody
Yeah.
thought he died in like the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
but he actually like died in 2013.
Yep.
In the 80s, right?
Everybody thought he died in the 80s, but he died in 2013.
Yeah, no, that's right.
That's why it's called the Mandela Effect, because everybody's like, I swear I remember Nelson Mandela dying in the 80s.
No, because I remember learning
It's
in
'cause
school.
you went to like
he
prison
went
in the
to
80s,
prison
right?
in the 80s.
Or was it
Yeah.
like 70s?
But everybody
he went to
thinks-
prison in the 80s.
Everybody
'cause he was
online
in there
says-
he was in there for like
No,
30
you're right,
some
yeah.
years.
Like
But
27
everybody-
years.
Yeah.
Everybody online says that he died in prison,
No.
like in the 80s. But yeah, no, he died in 2013. Which obviously, I mean, I'm saying that
crazy.
like it's crazy. Everybody knows that. That's
So
why
like,
it's
what
called
was the
Mandela.
like cover up?
Huh?
What was like the cover up with like the?
So supposedly that there was more. This isn't proven,
Mhm.
but supposedly there were more tests they did with the particle accelerator
Mhm.
that supposedly like they made the black hole and they tried to like cover it up.
Oh,
That's like the weird thing. Yeah, that's. I mean, I didn't want to get too into it because it's like
There's a lot
kind of
to
up
it.
in there. It's like very theoretical because
Well,
like
so
we can't
that's-
really
that's
prove
really
any of it.
interesting, like with
The
the
idea is
Mayan
that, yeah.
calendar, because the Mayan calendar was like, yeah, the world ends in 2012.
Yeah,
So what if it didn't end in 2012, but that's the beginning of the end?
Yeah.
Because now we're stuck
yeah.
in this black hole, and now we're just waiting for the world to like.
Well, you know, and it's crazy too because if the Higgs boson field thing happened, right,
Mhm.
where we slipped from the false
Mhm.
minimum to a true minimum,
Mhm.
and this happened 3 billion light years away,
Mhm.
we wouldn't get hit by that bubble for 3 billion years,
Yeah.
3 billion light years, you know?
Crazy.
So the world could be ending right now, and we'll just
know.
never know.
well,
It could even be like 10 light years away right now, and like we might just find out like when we're older.
well, and that's really
just
interesting
die in a
because
millisecond.
like space is expanding right now, but that's
Yeah.
in our time.
Yeah,
So like that could be happening, but that won't happen
Yeah.
for such a long time. We wouldn't even see the
Exactly.
effect of that.
because like like half the stars we see in the
Are
the
dead.
sky are dead. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's light that we're seeing that's traveled like millions of light years
that's
away,
so crazy.
and we're just now seeing that dated light because it just now
Yeah.
hit us, coming from a source that's long gone. You know?
Also, have you seen
Crazy.
of a video of a star exploding?
Yeah, supernovas.
That happened like
Insane, dude.
billions of years ago, and
Yeah.
it just reached us now.
That's why it's cool. Like if we're seeing any black holes on a telescope,
Mhm.
like you remember when that shit was going crazy like 4 years ago?
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, we just found the first black hole.
Holy shit, we're dead.
It's like that black hole's either like way bigger now or it's collapsed
Yeah.
in on itself.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's like another theory too, that like all these black holes are like little pockets to a different reality or a different
Yeah.
universe.
Well, so I
Kind
know
of goes into the
I
first.
know like
theory.
the science of like going into a black hole, like it'd basically kill us going into a black hole because it would just shred us,
Mhm.
pretty much.
Yeah, that's why like another idea too that we're inside a black hole
Mm-hmm.
is that if a black hole was big enough, like we
It would
could
have
just
to. It would have to be big enough
insanely
where the planet could just,
massive.
like go in.
Yeah. That's why the idea is that like there was such an insanely massive black hole that like a planet could just seamlessly move
Yeah.
into it and not even realize.
Yeah.
Because it's literally like
Yeah.
incomprehensibly big. Like
Wild.
big enough to contain a universe like,
Yeah.
you know, so
Yeah,
and
we would
we've
Just,
been
we could be
expanding
living on the event horizon.
I mean think about it like obviously, you know, we're both religious.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, Gabe. Were you?
Yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah, like
not
yeah.
religious,
I get what you mean.
not like I ain't gonna diss
Yeah,
anybody.
but I
for
still
it.
like kind of like sort of believe in the Big Bang stuff too a little bit, like to an extent. It's like
Yeah.
it would support the idea in a sense of like a Big Bang happens. And that's like the second a black hole was created, and it's expanded so much, and it's sucking in all of this different material, and that's just filling up this universe, and we're expanding at such a massive rate. And now here,
Yeah, and that's
here
an
it is,
interesting
like, this
thought.
super massive.
Mm.
And what's crazy too is at the center of every single galaxy is a black hole. At the center of every galaxy is a supermassive black hole.
Is that what ours is?
At the center of the Milky Way galaxy, at the center of the Andromeda galaxy, every galaxy, all of these solar systems orbit a black hole.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that
Isn't
for real?
insane? Yes, that's for real.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know
At
that.
the center of all galaxies is like just an insanely like gargantuan black hole.
That hasn't
it's like-
collapsed on.
Yeah.
Collapsed on itself.
Yeah, and its pull is so strong that that's what everything is orbiting.
Right, I was gonna say. So like that's kind of
Weird.
That's why
Weird.
that's why galaxies are spirals. Because everything
Weird.
Yeah, we're all orbiting a sun, and all of these
So it's like a
suns are
whirlpool, you're
orbiting.
just kind of circling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So is it true that like in space are galaxies actually moving?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a real thing?
We're all moving right now.
Well, like I know that we are moving, but like is our
Yeah.
like the sun is moving right now?
Yeah, the Earth has never been in the same spot.
Okay, that's what I thought.
When we go around an entire year, you kind of have to picture it like, okay, if I do
Like,
it from
we're not moving in a circle because like
Yes.
we're actually moving this
Yes.
way. So
Imagine, okay, so I'm not gonna do it. Yeah,
this way.
I'm gonna do it top down to like better explain it. So like, imagine here's the sun, right? Here's the Earth. As the sun moves, here is like how we are kind of moving.
yeah.
So
Okay,
after
yeah,
like,
that's what I
let's say
thought.
that's
So then
3
you think, like,
cycles.
what's the sun
So
orbiting?
after 3 years, we were
We're
originally
all the way
over
over
here.
here.
Yeah.
But like now we're over
Yes.
here.
So after 3 cycles, at the beginning of the cycle, we were in this spot
Yeah.
space time. After 3 years, we have moved like this,
But
2
every-
cycles, 3
so-
cycles. So now we're in a completely like
So
we've
that's interesting because
yeah.
if you think about like time or not time travel, but like space travel. If we were over here and now we're over here,
Yeah.
does that mean that the things that we send out like into space, like probes and whatever,
Yeah.
are those actually moving away or are they just stuck, but they look like they're moving because we are moving? It's not them moving, but I mean they have a force.
I mean,
though, right?
yeah,
So,
they're
like, they
they're
would be-
constantly
They
moving.
would be
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be very hard to be stuck in space.
I
Because
don't-
even if you're no longer like if you run out of thrust in any sense,
you're still
and you're
moving.
just sitting there, yeah, you're still
'Cause you
moving
still
at
have
that
the-
same speed
Yeah,
until you collide with something, which then you'll be put in whatever stronger force it was.
interesting.
You would have to come into contact with something that was moving the exact same energy as you.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you're going 50.6 miles per hour and something else 50.6 miles per hour went,
Mm-hmm.
collided with you. That's like the only time. But even then, I mean, it would come down to like, okay, are you guys the exact same, physical mass?
Yeah.
And then are you in the same shape? Because the shapes can dictate how
Yeah, true.
the energy is let off. So, I mean, you literally have to be the first. You'd in this insane scenario, you'd have to be a cube of the exact same mass, moving at the exact same speed as this cube, the exact same mass, moving at that speed, colliding at the same face to where all of you're perfectly perpendicular
Yeah.
to each other, and it would just be like, and then you guys would literally just stay
Crazy.
there,
Yeah,
centered
just
in
stay there.
space. That'd be crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, that's the only case though I could imagine where you'd be at still.
Yeah,
in
at
space,
still.
not moving at all.
Interesting.
But then there's the whole idea that, there's dark matter that we haven't really learned too much
Yeah,
about yet.
exactly.
That could technically dictate
It could.
just
I
space
mean,
moving
we
on
don't-
its own.
I mean, I don't know how the fuck
Yeah,
that
it's
works.
crazy.
So.
Well, I mean,
There's a
I
wild
can't even
conspiracy
comprehend
going
how black holes
Yeah.
exist. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Weird.
how are there like just balls of complete darkness that are just sucking in matter that can never escape?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying this theory isn't that crazy in the idea that
Wild. Crazy theory.
I mean, can anything really sound crazy when there's literally like just massive growing dark
We
balls
don't even know how the fuck
that
space works. So
eat everything?
So really anything
Yeah.
could happen.
Inescapable. Like they're sucking in light.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like these are literally like just massive spheres that we can't see that are swallowing light.
Well, so have you
light
s-
can't escape.
Have you seen like the
crazy.
graph of like how heavy a black hole is in space?
yeah.
So like when we like if you send a light particle and it goes into a black hole, it's actually traveling at the same speed it usually was. But since it's like the gravitational weight of a black hole is so massive, it's still traveling the same speed, but the further it goes in, it actually travels slower.
Yeah.
So like,
I think the curvature is fascinating too.
yeah, it's so crazy. So like, the speed hasn't changed, but the time that it spends to
Yeah.
actually travel through the black hole is so insurmountably like slower than it was
Yeah.
just on a regular plane.
Yeah.
It's theoretically possible that we could be on an event horizon right
crazy.
now because
Yeah.
we wouldn't know.
It's actually funny. I did a whole video on black holes for the science fair in 8th grade, and I animated like all of it in Photoshop. I could put like a link of that in the description, but it's crazy. If you were to fall into a black hole, right, and somebody else was spectating there watching you, like let's say here's a black hole and you're a space station orbiting the black hole, and you guys are like, all right, we're gonna shoot out an astronaut,
Yeah.
and you're sacrificing yourself. You're just gonna see maybe you can go in.
What happens?
You would see let's just say Colonel Sanders or some shit, right? You would see him slowly approach the black hole until he reaches the event horizon. And then at that point, you would see him just stay there.
Yeah.
Like pretty much infinitely as he slowly just fades to black. Like
Yeah.
You would never see him get any closer or come towards you.
Because it takes such a
Yeah.
stupid amount of time for
Yeah.
him to like actually like
After he
react to
crosses
that.
the event
Yeah.
horizon. And you know what you would see from your perspective? Physics suggests that you would see yourself slowly approach the event horizon, at which point you would look and you would see your legs and arms and everything like stretch off almost infinitely. And then at that point, you would literally just be dead in seconds. Because you would just be like,
Crazy.
like it would literally just pull. But like your last vision would just be, you stretching out like
Wild.
crazy. I hope that the audio listeners aren't like,
Bro, what
this
the
would definitely be a better one to watch. But
Yeah.
'cause I feel like listening
Crazy.
to this would be funny. But yeah, no, it is insane. It's crazy stuff. I'm sure we'll learn so much more too,
Yeah.
like within the next 30 years. But fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane. I couldn't even like fathom how all that works.
Yeah, it's crazy. Not to ramble too much longer though. I could go off about like sciencey shit with black hole stuff
I know,
forever.
there's so much to get into.
Yeah, but
too.
pulling back on course. Hey, I mean this is sidetracked after all though. Pulling back on course. Government conspiracies as the rough topic.
Yeah.
Gabe, what do you got?
So I tried going like just having to do with our government, like straight up. So one that I found that actually really interested me, like at this point in time, is because you guys have watched like the new Fallout show, right?
Dude, yeah.
And so
Fantastic show.
in the end, they kind of dug into like how the government was like dead broke, like they were at war for like 10 years. So then like
Put all their money
people
in
who
Vault
were
Tech.
like conspiracy theorists in that universe at that time, they were like, yeah, Vault Tech and those companies are like running the country right now
Yeah.
because they fund the government. The government
Dude,
is
and the show
they're
actually gets
owned.
into that, and it's
yeah,
so
exactly.
cool.
So people are
Yeah.
saying like that could literally be happening right now.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about it, like people already know or should already know, government's corrupt.
Yeah.
At some level, everybody's bought and paid for, and agendas are pushed, right?
Yeah.
But so like, some people are like, it's way past that. Like our government's been dead broke for a while. Like 30-some trillion in debt is it's probably more than that now.
Yeah.
Dude, in
This presidency has put us
It is more than that. Yeah.
wildly
Bro,
farther in debt.
in
from where it already was.
1933, our government was so broke they borrowed all the money from us, and they've been paying us back through what credit
Bonds.
is now.
Yeah.
That's what credit is.
This country's,
Credit
like,
is literally
currency
borrowing
is
money
so
from
fucked.
us.
But anyway, so people are like, right now, the thought is that large corporations could just be running the country.
I mean, they pretty much are.
They probably are. You could think like, so some companies that people are like accusing of maybe being a part of that, which some are kind of like maybe, and some are more believable because like you've heard of companies like BlackRock and Vanguard, like they
Oh, I work
own-
with both of those companies.
It's dude,
You're an agent.
you're in it. All right, we're gonna stop talking about this around Tony.
BlackRock-
You might disappear
so-
tomorrow.
I don't want to get myself fired. But
We
BlackRock buys
might
a
get
lot of,
assassinated.
They buy a lot of everything.
everything.
Yeah.
And the reason that real
Everything.
estate's getting so fucked now is because of them too. They're buying everything and renting it out for insane prices, right?
Yeah.
Buying like houses and renting them. Like our generation's so
There's some
screwed on that
crazy
front.
stuff.
But anyway, so like
Can't even afford.
Yeah.
companies like that are
apartments, let
super
alone a
believable.
house.
And then there's countries like, oh, like Lockheed Martin and Boeing are going to keep us at war. Yeah, you work with them too. Yeah. So, and then some other companies besides like BlackRock and Vanguard, like
Yeah.
that some are like really like kind of hard to believe, but some are also believable, like Lockheed Martin and Boeing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have a huge interest in keeping the like country at war, right? Just like
I mean, essentially, yeah.
Tech in Fallout, right?
Yeah.
They're like
that
our
is
profits,
kinda crazy
our
if you think
profits are
about it, yeah.
made off the like apocalypse,
Yeah.
off the nuclear fallout.
Yeah, or war in general.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
exactly.
Yeah, we make
Our government's
manufacture more
been
missiles.
dead broke, and then you've got companies like Lockheed Martin, Boeing that could keep us at war.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck
Damn.
do we need to be in this whole Israel-Gaza situation? We
Yeah.
don't need to support anybody. Israel once defended themselves from Syria, Palestine, and like Jordan, a bunch of other in like the 80s. A bunch of those countries tried to invade. Israel held them off. They stood their ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We do not need to be over there, but we have an interest in being over there, right?
80% of the people in the world do not give a fuck
We have an industry to
about
be
any of this.
everywhere that we're at war. Going
No.
back to World War II.
80%
our economy,
of
the
people
Great
in
Depression,
world do
and then,
not
hey-
give a fuck about this.
World War II happened, and I don't think we got into that. I don't think Pearl Harbor was like staged or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we had an
There is a
economic
theory about that,
interest.
actually.
Of course there is. But
Yeah.
there was, of course, like a reason that, hey, just had a Great Depression.
Yeah.
War can help the economy, and it did. We were booming after that. You know what I mean? So,
Well, that's why
It's
we
not
came
that
into
hard
World-
to
That's why we
believe.
came into World War II halfway.
right. And then I looked into a bunch of donors to like political candidates and parties, and people can go look into all those. But I'm just bringing up like companies that it's like, wow, they have an interest in keeping our country fucked.
100%. Yeah.
They could be running the show.
Damn.
I mean, but that's the theory, though, right?
That's
It's
the
like
theory.
that they are.
Right. And maybe that's why Trump is so like ostracized from politics, is like he can't be bought and paid
Yeah.
for.
that is
Can't
true.
own him, right?
No,
Yeah, you can't really offer him.
he already has enough money where he doesn't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Right. Bingo. So it's like he can't be bought and paid for. They're trying to keep him out of office. There's that. There's a lot to this. So
Who's the Republican candidate that is like, she like works for Boeing basically?
I don't know about any of that, but I know that Nikki Haley
Nikki Haley
was funded by George Soros, who
Yeah.
funded Hillary Clinton's campaign.
Yes, that's who I was
It's like
talking
these
about.
companies,
Nikki Haley.
these people, these super rich people and companies don't care about parties, nor should anybody. Nobody should care about parties. The two-party system is cooked.
We weren't supposed to have
But-
parties in
Pretty
the beginning.
They literally just they pay people who they can push agendas
Yeah,
through.
exactly.
Who they can push their interests through.
Which is so crazy.
People
Yeah.
who don't know this are genuinely stupid. I don't care what you say.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
you don't understand that politicians and the government in general are corrupt at some level,
You're cooked.
you're
At
stupid.
more of a level now than it had.
You don't know
ever
shit.
Yeah, no.
Bad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's the theory. So,
All right.
and that's why I liked bringing up this theory at this
Yeah.
time, because the Fallout show like really
yeah, perfect timing. Yeah.
they perfectly showed
yeah.
how that's a
Perfectly
possibility,
shown
right?
How
Yeah.
would he, like how even Fallout even started?
Yeah.
They did such a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Showing the flashbacks and
It
everything.
was so good.
It was.
I mean,
Fantastic show.
the Nolan brothers, bro,
It's already confirmed for
So
season 2. That's
good.
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah.
So good.
Christopher Nolan and his bro working on
yeah.
I'm
Fallout.
so
I mean,
excited
yeah.
for season 2.
same.
Yeah. No,
Dude,
Well, yeah,
Vegas
it,
setting,
like,
but
it actually just
Yeah.
shows like
spoilers.
exactly what
yeah,
could be
spoiler,
happening.
whatever.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched the show already,
should've
whatever. You
watched
should
it.
have already
You
watched
should
it.
have already watched it.
But yeah, I mean, it's super believable.
No, I like that theory.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I mean, dude, it's great. I mean, if you're working with the incentive for war,
Right. And if you like go to the website Corporate Donations Tracker, Lockheed Martin and Boeing are like right up there on the list, donating to over 100 like candidates and politicians.
that's
Which
some
is crazy
stuff.
because they fund both sides. Like there's Democratic Party like people that are being funded by them, but then there's also Republican
Yeah,
parties.
exactly.
That are also
Just
Yeah.
like
funded
George
by them.
Soros and all of them, like like the two-party system is just a front at this point. Like
Yeah.
they'll fund whoever pushes interests.
Yeah,
which is
pretty much.
which is actually crazy because when I was doing research on mine, I just got into like a massive rabbit hole of like different other theories and stuff. But there was one that caught my eye because I was like, "What?
What was it?
That's crazy."
Yeah, let's get into
So, this isn't mine, but I kind of want to push this one first. There is a world government outside of all the governments in the world.
Yeah.
That's what the theory is?
That's what the theory is. And I was like, what? And so the theory
Like, you mean like the United Nations or?
outside of that.
No, like a one
What?
world government.
So, for example, no one knew what the nuke was in like the Manhattan Project, all that sort of stuff, right? No one knew what the nuke was until it was dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one knew what it was gonna do.
No one knew what it was going to do until it was dropped. And that was
Yeah.
a huge technology. Now everyone has nukes. This world government outside of the UN, which is like the world government.
Yeah.
Outside of that is a world government that represents Earth. So they had nukes before what nukes were, like before anyone knew what nukes were, right?
You mean like
So-
before like Oppenheimer?
Basically.
What?
And so this theory talks about how basically this world government is the representation of Earth, and they are 10 steps ahead of what everyone is right now. So this world government has technology that's way past anything that we have right now, and it's classified information. So all the world leaders know about this group of world government that actually controls the world. So BlackRock, Vanguard, Boeing, they're all like a sort of part of this.
What?
And so they have technology that is way past anything that even like governments know about. And they basically protect us in case like aliens invade. The technology that is aware to us is the technology that we're only able to showcase.
Interesting.
But it's not the actual technology that we are capable of at this point in time.
Right.
So this world government is more advanced, but is so classified that we don't actually know what we're capable of because they're already 10 steps ahead.
Right.
Super crazy. I didn't do a ton of research. It just like it
It is
caught
a
my
cool
eye.
concept.
And I was
don't
like,
know though.
and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy. That's a whole other
That
thing.
is an interesting topic to think about.
I was just like, dang, that's wild.
I mean, I definitely think there's technology that exists that we're not exposed to publicly.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
sure.
I don't know if I would say
course.
it's like a world government.
Right.
I mean, but like
per se.
they're the, I guess what the theory is.
I think the
is
military
saying
for
that-
sure has technology
like-
that we don't
Of course, yeah.
have access
Well,
to.
yeah, but like that's why it's
Like,
classified.
you know, like GPS. GPS
dude, GPS
was like
was
military
invented-
software
I think GPS was invented
long before
like
it was public to the world.
80s, I think, is what the theory is.
Yeah,
Is that,
I can't give an exact date.
the
I just know that
military
it,
like
military
had
it
GPS
first.
in like the 80s, and then it wasn't
Yeah.
released to the public until like 2000 or something.
Yeah, it is some interesting stuff.
I don't know. I thought that was a really crazy theory.
Oh, that is cool.
My theory was actually more like in depth on like our government, but kind of past that. So I kind of focused on NASA because like space
yeah.
was super cool.
Yeah.
What I thought was interesting was the beginning of NASA. So my theory is that NASA explored the ocean first.
And
So-
found something that like wanted to stay away from,
NASA
or-
was created in like 1958, and their whole purpose was to discover the ocean. That's what they were dedicated for.
yeah.
Yep. This part isn't even a theory. This is like straight up.
No, yeah,
fact.
this is
Like,
straight
this
up.
Is,
This isn't
yeah,
even a
what they were
theory.
created to do.
NASA
Yeah.
was literally created in 1958 was to explore the ocean, and that happened until 1978. After that, there's theories behind why they stopped in 1978.
Yeah.
But really, what it was for, at least what the government tells us, is that NASA was then told that they're going to dedicate themselves to space because of the space race. So us with Russia, we were
When they were already deep into the space race
When-
before that too.
yeah, so we were trying to get into space, trying to get to the moon. There are theories that we stopped in 78 because of some other things. NASA really stopped discovering everything in the ocean in 2012,
Yeah.
which is weird because of the particle accelerator.
Yeah,
2012
it
seems
is.
to be the
2012 seems to be the year for a lot of stuff. I mean, honestly, that could be a full episode just on 2012.
yeah,
shit.
for sure.
Crazy.
Black Ops 2, what a goated year, man.
Dude, what?
What a
Yeah,
goated
real. What a goated
yeah,
year.
yeah.
But NASA stopped really exploring the ocean in 2012 and fully dedicated themselves to
Yeah.
space. Why did they stop exploring the ocean?
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, it's a kaiju hole. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kaiju tremors.
yeah, I
going
mean,
on
it's-
down there.
You know, it's known by everybody that there's creatures still
Why did they
undiscovered.
stop?
Like, we haven't even discovered anywhere close to all like land creatures.
Giant squids.
We're discovering new
are crazy to me.
species every day, and
Dude,
we've
we
only
didn't-
discovered what, like 2% of the ocean.
So
Yeah.
the 5% has been a huge number thrown around. I think what's accurate is that we've discovered like 15% of the ocean.
Yeah, probably.
Even that seems like a little much.
15% is nothing. 15% is nothing.
It is still nothing compared to how large the ocean is, but it even still seems like too much.
It's
I mean, as I said in a
ocean's
previous
massive.
episode, as I said in a previous one, like there's literally a whole portion of the Earth where if you looked at it from that angle, it's all water.
it's all water.
Like we always see the side where it's like, oh yeah, you
like
see,
the Pacific
you
Ocean.
see the U.S. Yeah, you see like North America, South America, Africa, and like Asia. But if you turn the globe, like it's just all water,
all
like the
water.
entire Pacific.
It's like
Ocean.
multiple continents worth of space,
Yeah.
but then you're forgetting depth.
The
Like
Pacific Ocean
You know,
is
I mean, there's
massive.
depth
Dude,
to the
like
ocean
people,
too,
people
not just like
don't- yeah, people don't realize it goes,
Yeah, it goes
like
deep.
yeah.
it goes miles.
People think like, how have we only discovered 5% of the ocean? Like we've covered so much like
Yeah.
area on the surface, bro. You're forgetting
we're not
depth, bro.
yeah,
like
we're not talking about the surface,
Yeah,
man. We're
you're-
talking about 20 miles of ocean deep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, there's some scary stuff in the ocean.
there's some really creepy
There's some
shit.
creepy shit in the
Yeah,
ocean.
if you look at the creatures at the bottom, like the Mariana Trench,
It's so wild.
some crazy shit.
My focus on this theory is the Bermuda Triangle.
Dude,
I'm so
I think we
Crazy.
kind of got into the same one maybe, but keep going.
I'm
Yeah.
fascinated by the Bermuda Triangle because
So
there's
cool.
so much random stuff that happens there.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about this with Gabe before. So we were at this place that we called the Box.
yep.
And it was basically like this high school that had the big like announcer box on the
Yeah, yeah.
no door on it. So we just went over there.
Right.
And so in this, I talked about there was this theory that I saw, and I was fascinated by it. Eels don't have reproductive organs.
What?
If you were to gut an eel, it does not have
Like
reproductive.
they don't lay eggs?
Well,
Or I mean, is that how they reproduce?
At a
then? With
cert-
eggs?
at a certain point in their life, they develop reproductive organs, but it takes 30 years,
Shut up. What?
supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, they create the organs. They don't have the organs there, and then they're functional after
Yes.
30 years. Like they make the organs.
That's what
Like
the
it just develops in them.
Like for humans, women have.
we're born
Or
with.
I mean, I guess we both have reproductive organs, but
Every
like, women's
animal,
reproductive organs
every
are ready when
animal
they're,
in
like,
existence
past
is
13.
born with their
Yeah.
reproductive organs, except eels, for some reason.
and
and
then
they
they
just develop
they
over time.
grow the
They,
organ.
They tell us that they develop the organs. If
That's
you
crazy.
if you were
What?
to dissect an eel at 25 years old,
There's no.
there are no reproductive organs. This is why. In captivity, it is very rare. They've seen it in captivity that an eel will reproduce. They've never seen it in the wild.
What?
They have never once
They haven't found like a
seen-
35-year-old eel with organs.
never seen they've never seen an eel reproduce in the wild, and this is why. Eels travel from the Bermuda Triangle. They are not born anywhere else. Like Europe and America, like the whole side of like South America and North America and Europe, all the
Yeah.
eels that live in that area don't reproduce anywhere. They produce nowhere.
Bruh.
And they come from the Bermuda Triangle. So they travel from the Bermuda Triangle in salt water
Yeah.
out into fresh bodied water.
Yeah.
Travel out there to like rivers or whatever.
There's very few animals who can live in both. Like
very
water
few.
Animals that can live in
Very, very few that can transition from saltwater to freshwater.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
They go from the ocean to freshwater. They grow up, live their lives, and then they travel back to the Bermuda Triangle. And then all of a sudden, from the Bermuda Triangle, a bunch more eels come back. So 2 eels, a male and a female.
Trying to say like eels are aliens or something?
They're kind of weird, bro.
A male eel and a female eel will go out from
Wait, how do you know if it's a male or female?
Apparently they change genders.
If there's no organs,
like
how can
seahorses and shit.
how do you
Yeah.
tell
no,
them
they don't.
apart?
Change. No, it's just like the male gives.
How do
The
you
male
tell a
gives
male from a
birth.
female?
Clownfishes.
Yeah, there you go.
Clownfish
I knew there was something that
change-
changed.
They
yeah.
change genders.
Okay. Yeah.
For some reason they can change
humans are
genders, I
changing
guess.
Yeah, but they don't need surgery to do it.
But a
Canceled, bro.
a female eel
Over it.
and a male eel will go back to the Bermuda Triangle, and they will then have 30 eels come out from the Bermuda Triangle, and that's the
Yeah.
only place that they reproduce. That's it.
I gotta do some studies.
Maybe that's like
I
their
gotta
lovers'
do some
point, bro. That's like the only spot that they
That's the
I gotta
only,
do some
down.
studies
that
into
is the
this.
only place they get frisky.
It's the only spot they get down, man.
The
It's like
Bermuda
Lover's Point.
Triangle.
Bermuda Triangle. Yeah. It's as good a spot as any.
Bermuda Triangle has had, as everyone knows, if you didn't know this, there's a lot of just like mysterious shit that happens there.
Yeah,
Like,
my dad
planes
when he
going
was in the
missing,
Navy,
planes
yeah,
go down,
my dad
boats
ships
go
sink.
missing.
he
all
said
that
some
stuff.
crazy shit would go down in
Yeah.
Bermuda. 'Cause he was stationed in Florida for the longest time.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, my dad could do like a whole fucking like we gotta get him on an episode.
That's
one of these
crazy.
times, honestly.
I'll have to
Yeah.
ask him about that.
Yeah,
That's wild.
for sure.
So the new program to explore the ocean is called NOSA, I think. I think it's NOSO.
National Ocean.
Oceanic
Yeah.
fucking thingy. I don't know.
Something
I don't even know what NASA
association.
stands for, to be honest. I forgot. Aerospace.
National.
Yeah, National
something.
Aerospace Association or something.
Yeah, something.
Something.
I
I
can't
don't remember.
I don't either.
I should honestly know this. I feel.
God damn it.
I know it. I'm totally blanking on it right now.
Yeah.
But so this new program that they have, I was looking. If you look up a map of every single spot explored in the world, like in the ocean, right? So
Yeah.
if you look at world map of explored areas in the ocean, the Bermuda Triangle is intentionally avoided.
Yeah, so many ships have wrecked there.
There's
Do you know how many cargo ships have wrecked in the Bermuda?
Here's the crazy thing that I think is wild. There's
What?
not a single exploration in the Bermuda Triangle. Why?
Public.
Why?
What if they're hiding something there?
What if they're hiding something?
Definitely
Yeah.
hiding something.
So if you look at the Bermuda Triangle, if you look up any exploration on the internet, just look up exploration of the Bermuda Triangle.
Can't find anything.
There's nothing.
I'm gonna sell out there.
Let's do it, man.
Tony.
Let's go get possessed at a
Yeah,
hospital.
yeah. And then go to the
so we're
Bermuda
gonna do-
Triangle.
We're
Bermuda
gonna do
Triangle.
the overnight.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the overnight at
Live
Stanley
pot on the
Hotel.
boat in the
Dude.
Bermuda Triangle.
Overnight at the Stanley Hotel, and then we sail into the Pacific.
Yeah.
It's the
I'm down.
Atlantic.
Huh?
It's the
The Atlantic Ocean.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
where
remember that whole
is.
Florida thing?
Yeah,
Atlantic
I guess my head was
Ocean.
still thinking like just ocean. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
was.
you remember? Okay. All right, cool. Anyway.
All right.
Anyway,
If you look up anything on exploration of the Bermuda Triangle, there is nothing. There's nothing. You can look up submarine exploration. You can look
I
up
gotta fact check
whatever.
that.
Tony.
I'm gonna fact check it. There's gotta be some kind of study.
Tony.
Being like, hey, I went to the Bermuda and I was
There's
just fine.
not even a video of anyone
cap, bro.
exploring the Bermuda Triangle.
Gotta be someone.
Like you would think,
Yeah, Gabe's going there.
like
Yeah.
there was a video.
yeah, there's 50 things.
Oh yeah, is there 50 things?
Here, let me.
There was
let me look.
this video of this dude.
He's quite the difference.
There was one video that I found, and it was this dude that was going into a submarine with this guy. They went like 50 feet down, which is not a lot.
But where? How deep were they into the Bermuda Triangle? Surface-wise.
I don't even know. No
It's
idea.
a huge area. So
There's
if
this
you're
one guy
like in the
claiming that
middle-
it's a heavily traveled area.
That is the biggest cap of all time.
What?
Who said that?
Some dude. This
Debate.
is a Fox News article. Let me
Yeah,
look.
Fox News.
Was it
Fuck
Tucker Carlson?
yeah.
Wait, he's
Tucker
not
we
Fox. is he?
trust.
He's not
Tucker we
Fox, I don't
trust.
think.
No, he doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Didn't Fox drop him, or was
dude,
that
but
another?
there's nothing. Like you would think people would even just send unmanned probe like submarines or whatever into the Bermuda, and there's nothing.
Nothing at all, though, is crazy.
There's nothing. If you go to Bermuda and you talk to the people there, they're like, do not sail in there.
Yeah.
They're like, it is the most terrifying thing ever. Like, there's so many people from the Bermuda that go missing. They have actual memoirs of people on the walls of the shore where they're like, this person like went missing from this time.
How much would I have to pay you to sell out there with me?
You don't got to pay me shit.
All right, Gabe, let's go.
Let's run it.
I mean, if you just give me a treatment.
How nice is Florida in like fall? Or,
It's got to be
winter?
pretty nice.
Nice.
I don't know. I would
When's
say
hurricane
so.
season? Summer is like
we-
hurricane season, though, right? Summertime.
Do you know that some almost like
I'm gonna look that
60% of hurricanes come from the Bermuda Triangle?
That is actually insane.
That's crazy.
Florida
June
gets
1st
fucking
through November 30th.
Is hurricane season?
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me.
That long?
Well,
Let's go in early
I
November.
know it's like mainly summer.
it's the shift of
Damn.
like
Okay.
weather. The weather.
Stanley Motel in October, and then right after we followed up in early November with Bermuda trip.
Let's
Yeah, fuck
fucking
that.
sail, bro.
That's not a big enough pause for me to make sure that you guys aren't possessed.
You're coming with.
No, I'll come with for the Bermuda Triangle.
Micah's gonna be like, dude, do you see that in the distance?
low key scared of the
And
ocean.
then all of a sudden, Gabe's just gonna run up and go like, ah!
Yeah, I just get yanked off the boat.
Yeah.
As you're both looking over there.
Low key scared of the ocean. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't like the ocean that much.
You know what? When I was a kid,
I
I'd
got
be like
sick on the
swimming.
ocean.
Did
I'd
you?
be swimming in the ocean. I'd be scared that like a turtle or something was gonna like snap my foot.
Fuck a turtle, bro. I don't
Like
want to
an
get snapped
octopus?
by a fucking.
How are you
Bro.
fearing a turtle over
bro.
everything else?
Bro,
what?
Giant
Turtles
squids
get bit.
exist,
That
motherfucker about to
fucking
pat me with his
sharks,
fin.
bro.
Yo, what?
No, like he would fucking snap my foot off and just.
Yeah, because a turtle
gonna
is just
take a
coming
toe
up.
away
Dude,
from you for
turtles
no
are fucking-
reason.
Turtles can eat, bro.
Yeah, can they?
They can eat, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm waiting for the
I don't know,
punchline.
personally.
Go ahead.
No, bro. I can't
No?
say it. I can't say it.
Yeah.
But anyway, talking about the Bermuda Triangle, though, I actually dug into like some of the military exercises
How deep did you dig, Gabe?
that take place. They're pretty deep.
Dude,
Whoa.
the
found,
military
dude,
the military is the only personnel
let off-
people that go into the Bermuda Triangle and all they do is drop bombs.
Yeah, and they'll say it's like a military exercise, but they're like,
Yeah, like
massive. Like,
Bikini Atoll.
Bro,
if this is an
These are not-
exercise,
these are
why
not
are you
exercises.
dropping like fucking 500-kilogram bombs?
Yeah,
Bro.
fish are all just sitting at the top of the water after.
Yeah, they're just cooked.
Yeah.
They're
Tony,
done.
Tony,
Yeah.
you
They
Got
gotta
themselves
bro,
dinner at the
you
Coast
gotta
Guard
look
office.
it up.
Fuck, I don't know if I'd eat that.
The military just dropped a bomb in 2021 in the Bermuda Triangle. And it was like
Bro, what?
it was a massive bomb and it was for no reason.
Yeah.
Was it like a new hydrogen bomb?
They
Like,
dropped-
can't we
no.
test it way off into the distance, in, like the Pacific?
They
like,
went
where it's
into
safer?
they went into the
They
Bermuda
go into the Bermuda
Triangle,
Triangle,
and they dropped this massive bomb.
which for people who don't know, by the way, is like literally in between Florida and Puerto Rico. Like it's
So-
it's very close to like U.S. shores.
insane shit. What if it is like Pacific Rim type shit?
But
There's like an open rift
So
in like fucking
that's-
Bermuda.
that's
There's
the
some
theory.
kind of
like
creature
they're
down
fighting,
there.
They're fighting to keep shit coming
that's
through
the
rift.
theory is they dropped
like stuff
I don't-
trying to come out.
Can you look it up, Gabe? What's the 2021 military drops bomb in Bermuda?
What if there's
See how
like
big of a bomb that was?
what if there's like some kind of Lovecraftian like type of creature trying to like escape out of like a rift at the bottom of
That's
Bermuda?
okay. So the theory is,
Like
is
the
that
inside of
they,
the earth,
they
like-
dropped this bomb in like the deep part of the ocean, and they're like, dude,
Wait,
what
this
if
wasn't on the surface?
no
You're saying they detonated the
explosion-
bomb underwater?
underwater?
Now that's weird because they always test the bombs on the surface of the
They
water.
never do that in the Bermuda. They have not tested a single bomb to my knowledge, on the surface of the ocean. It's always been under.
What?
Did you find it?
I found a bunch of videos. U.S. Navy detonates a massive explosion in the Atlantic.
Does it say underwater?
2 years ago. Here, I'm gonna look at it.
2 years ago. How big of a bomb was it?
I'm looking at the video.
It was a huge bomb.
The U.S. Navy has started a series of tests on its newest and most advanced aircraft carrier by detonating powerful explosions to determine whether the ship is ready for war.
Cap.
The tests, known as full ship shock trials, have started in the Atlantic Ocean off the Florida coast,
Which is Bermuda.
most likely. The U.S. Geological Survey said the explosion registered a 3.9 magnitude earthquake.
3.9
That's insane.
underwater.
I'm looking at it right now.
It's not on the top of the water. So the shockwave goes through the water,
Dude.
which a shockwave through the water actually travels slower than it does in air,
Holy shit!
What?
and it causes almost a 4.0 magnitude
Watch this.
earthquake.
They have a video of it?
Yes,
Look at that.
No way that's real. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
go back.
Real. Look at that. It's underwater. It's not dropped onto the surface. It's in the water.
What? I'm
Yeah.
throwing that up. I'm throwing that up.
throw that
Did you
up.
see the shockwave that happened in the air? Look at the camera.
crazy.
Redo it. Look at the shockwave.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. It looks like it's right on the carrier too. That's insane.
Dude, that bomb is
Jesus.
massive.
That was huge.
In the water.
Dude.
So the theory of that bomb is that there's some sort of like massive sea monster that's in there.
What'd you do to my
Whatever
zoom
it
in?
is.
What did I do? My bad.
What? You zoomed in.
Whatever it
I
is.
just double tapped the mouse.
Like whether it's like something that we haven't even discovered
Yeah, there we go,
before,
there we go.
or it's some massive
You
shark.
had to go like through
Yeah.
2 different modes. Jesus.
Bro,
Alright, anyway.
yeah.
Not crazy like that, but
Crazy.
kaiju.
It's crazy.
Kaiju.
Something, man. This is a that's wild.
I know there's a lot of circulation of like some. Have you heard of this? The German bunker that was found in the Bermuda Triangle. I think it's fake. But apparently, like,
Never
there's
mind.
like
Yo, I just yeah.
there was some
I just got
like
touched
that
by
was-
God.
there was some German
God.
there was some German bunker
never
from like
mind. I
World
just saw
War
something.
II that
Wow.
was like at the bottom of the Bermuda, but I think it's fake.
What, bro?
Yeah, it's some weird shit.
Bermuda is insane. And so my theory is why would NASA be exploring the ocean and then all of a sudden they're going into space trying to get us into a different
I
planet?
think that's just public. What a fucking dunk. Sorry, audio. All right, yeah, we might have
Yeah,
to. I'll
that's-
do a quick little snippet.
That's
yeah.
why I had to go crazy.
I didn't want to say
that's
anything, but I was like,
You lobbed it from
Yeah.
half court. Gafford went up.
On God.
Damn, dude, that shit was.
Is that the last
nasty.
topic or
yeah, I think so. But yeah, just to wrap it up.
spin wheel? All right, here, yeah. Let me cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cut.
3, 2,
Snip.
1.
But yeah, just kind of wrap it up. I don't know. NASA's insane. Why would they just kind of turn around? Like, there's always been like, even like in mythology and like history, like there's always been like sea monsters and like all this sort of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
in every single, like, I don't know, what would you call that? Culture.
Yeah, there's always been these crazy.
Every
mythic-
culture, there's always these like sea monsters that like exist in
Yeah.
the ocean, and we've only discovered at max 15%.
Fuck.
And then NASA's like, we're gonna explore the ocean, or we're just gonna stop with the ocean. We're
Yeah.
gonna go into space, and we're gonna see if we can get
So
out.
to sum up today's episode, either we're getting the universe is gonna just get rebooted.
Yo.
There's
might
some
be worse.
crazy.
That might be worse.
We could essentially the Earth is constantly pending doom.
Yeah, pretty
The
much.
universe is gonna get rebooted.
Either due to us or
Yeah.
due to
There's
something
some
else
crazy
we don't
shit
know
going
about.
on in Bermuda, or we're trying to escape. Maybe that's why NASA's going full fledged to space. They're trying to escape the planet.
Trying to get out.
They're
Government
like,
could
all right,
be
the Earth is
corrupt,
doomed.
going
Yeah, the
vault tech
government's
mode.
correct. Yeah.
Eels are aliens.
Essentially, the world's fucked. I hope you loved listening to us ramble today. Before we conclude today's episode, we are again gonna spin the wheel.
Yes, sir.
The wheel of theories.
I'm gonna spin your wheel.
Today I get to spin it. Your next episode, Micah.
Let's go.
What did we get to replace government
Loose.
conspiracies?
Oh yeah, do we keep it on there?
No.
Say we keep one of them and then replace the other side.
Did we have anyone comment on the on the video for any new topics?
Honestly, we got like 50 more views on it today, so I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Mm-hmm.
We got more views on it today than we did yesterday. It's up to like 96 last time I checked.
Dang, wait, really?
Yeah. As of what, May 1st today, right?
May 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to erase it after next
Crazy.
or after this episode. But we'll just
If we
respin
if
it
we
if
land
anything,
on the
yeah.
blank one, we should just
Yeah.
look in the comments and see if anyone comments.
But all right, sorry to keep you guys waiting here. Let's run this. 3, 2. Holy!
Well,
What is it? What is it?
QAnon.
Damn! I just slit my finger open doing that. Holy shit! Oh my god!
Wheels
Look at
biting
that.
back, bro.
It's like a whole flap.
Yo, wheels biting back.
You see that? Fuck, dude! I just
So we're gonna be doing QAnon while Tony fixes his finger.
we're gonna be doing
Dude.
Q&A.
I just
Q&A.
fully slit my finger open doing this shit. Damn. All right. Well, next episode's QAnon. Thank you. Fucking spun the wheel a little too hard there. Fuck.
You're just
Um,
too strong.
Thank
We'll
you
have to get
all.
ourselves a better wheel at some
Too
point.
real.
But
Bro's
for
too
now-
powerful.
Man, all right.
Yeah, on God.
We're making do here.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today's episode. I can't imagine a lot of you made it this far, but if you did, thank you for listening to us ramble. Yeah, as we were saying, stay in tune for next episode. We're going over QAnon. As always, you can find us at Sidetracked T on pretty much every platform. Sidetracked TW for X. And as always, have a fucking great rest of your night. Peace out.
Peace.